This one actually might be easier than the number 9, but it forces you to make some assumptions, and that's why I put it on here. It forces you to maybe do some estimating. We've only got one missing side for a perimeter. We got everything we need minus this guy right here. Okay, and we can find that with the Pythagorean theorem, which is going to be a piece of cake. Remember, that's just our a to the second plus b to the second equals c to the second. Okay, the problem is on the picture they're not real clear as far as this. We need this. Okay, but the 60 goes to here, so it's hard to tell if this is like halfway across. Is it 2/3 of the way across? It's tough to tell. Okay, and looking at the picture, my picture probably doesn't show it this way, but I'm going to assume that this is halfway across, just to make it easy. If you did it a little bit differently, that's fine. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this and just draw this line down here a little bit, and I'm going to call this 30 and 30. Okay, now if you thought that this was shorter than this, obviously you're going to get a slightly different answer. But as long as you use the same procedure, you should get, your answer should be fine. Some of you may have done 20 and 40. That's possible too, to use some estimates there. But that's why I put this one on here, is because I wanted you to make an educated guess or an educated decision on this. Okay, so really all we need to worry about is finding out what this is. And we can do it. We've got our right triangle here. We've got our, maybe we call this A, maybe we call this B, and we know that this is the slanted side. That's our hypotenuse, because that's opposite of the right angle. It's the slanted side, it's the hypotenuse, so that's going to be C. So now we just need to basically fill in the numbers. So we'll call A 10, 10 to the second power. B, remember we're going to use 30. I'm going to use 30 because 30 is half, all the way to here is 60. I'm just going to call it half and do 30. So we got 30 to the second power equals C, and then we're going to find the square root of it because we need to do the opposite. Okay, so 10 times 10 is 100. Let's see, 30 times 30. 3 times 3 would be 9, so that's got to be 900. Equals 1,000. Oops. 1,000, and then we need to find the square root of it. Okay. What is the square root of 1,000? It's definitely not 100, because 100 times, a lot of people would put 100 for that. 100 times 100 is not 1,000. It's way bigger than that. So I'm just going to use my calculator here. 1,000. Square root of 1,000 is about 31.6. 31 and 6/10. Okay, so I'm just going to round that. The 6 would tell me to round it up, so I'm just going to go 32. Okay, so that means my missing side is going to be 32. Okay, so we got that figured out. Now all we have to do is add up the sides, but let's keep in mind what we actually need here. We don't need this 10 because that's not part of the outside. Okay, get rid of a little bit of this here so we know that that's included. So we need our 48, our 50, our 60, our 50, our 32 that we just found. I'll change this back to 60 if you want. 30 and 30 would be 60, so it's less numbers to add together, and we don't need this 10. Now we've got everything we need, we just need to add it up. Looks like we've got, oh, this is going to be tricky. Well, I'll just try to do it without a calculator here. Let's see, our 50 and our 50 is going to be 100, so I'll just put that down here and cross those off. Our 60 and our 60 is going to be 120, so I'll just cross those off. And actually our 42, our 48, and our 32 go together pretty nicely. 8 and 2 is another 10, so that would be 70 plus another 10 would be 80. Okay, we can add those together. That's going to be 200, because 80 and 20 would be another 100, and we already have 100. And then 100 plus 100, or 100 plus 200 is going to be 300. So our perimeter all together for the last problem on here should be 300. Now remember, if you got something different than that, like let's say you used, if we split our 60 up into 20 and 40, yeah, you're probably going to get a different answer. Okay, but as long as you use the same procedure with this Pythagorean theorem, got rid of the 10 when you went to add around the outside, and make sure you included what you got here, your answer should be acceptable.